Hey everyone, and welcome to the Adreno Scuba Bench. Today we are going to be reviewing the brand new Adreno Manta 5mm semi-dry scuba diving wetsuit. First things first, it does come in a men's and it does come in a female cut as well. Other than there being a gender difference, these suits are practically the same. As I said, it is a 5mm and it is a semi-dry. So Victoria and further south, you could definitely get away with it. It really kind of depends on how much you feel the cold. Realistically, down in those parts, especially through winter, you're gonna be looking at a 7mm minimum. That being said though, the 5mm semi-dries are very, very, very warm, but it is gonna be more suited to those areas where we wear 5mm wetsuits pretty much all year round. So let's have a look at the wetsuit. The reason why it is a semi-dry is because we have added in a dual layer system in the wrists and in the legs as well. So what that is, as you can see, we've got our standard neoprene on top, and then if you roll down the sleeves, you have a smooth skin dual layer material. This is going to be ultra tight on your skin, and it's not really going to allow a lot of water to transfer in and out of the suit. Going further in there, it's a GBS seam, which is a glue-based seam, and that is going to provide even further the ability to stop water from transferring in and out of the suit. So you're going to be really toasty. Generally anything that isn't a GBS, that's just a straight line stitch, allows water to move in and out of the suit really quite easily. So your body has to work a lot harder in terms of heating up that water that's trapped between yourself and the neoprene. There's no zippers on the wrist. The reason being is we went away from the zip in the prototype just because it became too bulky in terms of fitting a wrist computer or a compass over that zipper. And it became just a bit too much. So on the wrists, there's no zipper, just that dual layer system, smooth skin, GBS lined material under there. On the legs, we did include the zip. Same again, we have that smooth skin GBS dual layer system on the legs, and that pretty much goes all the way up to about your high calf, just under your knee. Again, it's going to keep everything nice and tight, nice and warm, and it's going to stop water moving in and out. And then with that zipper, your dive booties are going to go over this section, neoprene goes over, and then the zipper goes down, and that's just going to lock everything in as well. And so again, we're basically locking off any of those entrances on our wrists, on our legs, from stopping water transferring in and out. We've also added a zipper on the chest, which also has that smooth skin lining on the chest. And again, that entry point on your throat or chest region is going to be nice and tight. It's going to stop water going in. And the zip just locks all of that into place. Now, some people like the zip all the way up, some people don't. It's personal preference on what you do with it. Having it zipped all the way up, it's going to work more effectively and stopping a lot of that water coming through. If you do have a bit of an Adam's apple and it gets a bit annoying, don't zip it up all the way. That's fine. It's all good. You will find that some water might transfer in and out, and that's okay. It'll be minimal, so don't stress about that. On the inside of the suit, in terms of talking about warmth, on the chest and back, we have this beautiful lining, which is our thermal lining. And this is really the main part as to how you're going to stay nice and warm in the water. So when you hop in, water is going to get into the suit and it's going to sit in this thermal material. And it's not going to transfer in and out. So your body temperature is going to heat up that water that's caught in that thermal lining. And that pretty much goes all the way down to about your knees. So from your chest and to your elbows and all the way down to your knees, you have that thermal material. So your entire midsection, that big bulkier part of the body, is going to stay nice and toasty. Realistically, like your arms and legs, they're just going to take care of themselves. But with that zipper on the legs and that extra dual layer that's located on the arms and the legs, you're not really going to need that extra thermal on the inside down there anyway. The zipper, again, we have that glideskin material down here, which is going to stick to the back of you, and it's going to keep you nice and warm as well. Again, we've really basically just gone, how do we stop a lot of water getting into our wetsuit, and how do we just basically make it so that our bodies are really effective and efficient at keeping ourselves warm. And so adding these glide skins, these dual layers, these zippers, and that thermal fleece is pretty much how we've done that. The wetsuit is really, really comfortable. I do have one myself. I got to use a few of the prototypes and the finished model. And it is realistically like one of the comfiest wetsuits that I have worn. For me, a decent 5mm wetsuit and even semi-dry, like in terms of how much you want to spend and how much you want to invest on a good quality wetsuit, realistically, anything between $400, $450 to around $600 is going to be your area in which you want to find a decent wetsuit. And that's where this bad boy really comes into play. Not a lot of semi-dries or wetsuits in that price bracket have those zippers, those dual layers, that extra lining, that thermal fleece. They can be at times quite basic. But for Adreno, we've decided to go above and beyond and really give an awesome price for this product. So a couple of the other features that the Manta wetsuit has is on our knees, on both the women's and the men's, is you do get these nice reinforced knee pads. So you get them on the knees, and you do also get them on the elbows as well. If you're a dive instructor and you do teach on your knees, whether you're in the pool or out in the ocean, that's generally going to be the first area that kind of get, the most wear and tear. Obviously, the best way to combat that is to teach in neutral buoyancy. But if you are a dive instructor or dive master that do tend to teach on their knees, those reinforced pads aren't going to be breaking or fraying or being damaged as quickly as a standard wetsuit. And it just basically reinforces everything, so it's good quality, it's not going to break, and it's not going to go out of shape. The men's suit does come in just the black, and the women's suit does come in just this maroony kind of purpley style color, which actually looks really cool under the water. It doesn't lose a lot of its color when you go down to depth, which is quite nice. And the pink kind of little trails there as well stand out quite nicely as well under the water. One of the other things in regards to the suit and the neoprene is that it does have quite a bit of high stretch as well. So it's a really good quality suit. Once water does get into it and it molds, it'll mold a lot nicer to your body. So there's a little bit of give in here, not too much. And generally the way you'll see if the neoprene is good quality or not, generally it turns white. So as you can see, like that's a pretty big stretch, and there's no kind of splitting or whiteness coming out of the neoprene. For me, as I said, I was lucky enough to wear the prototype of this suit, and where it's at right now to the one that I wore, this is a lot better. It's warm, it's comfy, it's durable, it looks good. The Adreno Manta, really, really good price at the moment, guys. So if you are in the market for a new wetsuit, trying to get ready for that cooler weather, trying to stay toasty, jump into any of our stores, have a chat to our staff, let them know what kind of thickness that you're after. If you can't get into any of our stores, you can shop online. It is a bit tricky buying wetsuits online, so just if you do have any questions, we are available on Facebook, Instagram. You can call us, you can call any of the stores, you can call customer service. There will always be someone to answer your question and make sure that you are buying the correct product for you. So definitely get into one of our stores or shop online and grab yourself the Adreno Manta 5mm semi-dry steamer. Cheers.